For those who are awake, pretty much the orcs and the few dwarves that were there, pretty much have a line to check everyone over.
Hmm.
They're getting, and they would. It appears that people were that the ones that came in were being asked a question by a dwarf, and some of them walked away, others knelt down and were killed.
Oh shit.
So, because it involves your character, the question is this, and it's to Leon.
Hmm.
Like, Stonehold is in temporary possession of these orcs.
Hmm.
Do you have two options: keep the peace or be executed now.
Well, I'm assuming Leon would be the first to go in the group, right? Since he's the commanding officer and obviously the one in charge.
Yep.
So Leon would just look to his men and say, "For now, we hold our tongues, and we wait for my father's orders." And he just nods and says, "We will keep the peace."
All right. Well, then most of the vanguard actually stays alive. There's only one or two that got defiant.
Sounds about right. Anybody under Stone's command, I wouldn't expect anything less. Okay. All right. Well, while he reads that letter, since Stone is asleep, I don't want to hear it, so I'm gonna go grab food.
Okay, so should I read the letter now?
Yes.
Okay. The letter simply said, I have done as your ally requested. The priestess will be dead. The man's son will allow your forces into Stonehold. My part of the bargain is set.
Thaden just nods a bit. So it wasn't Bronze Cap, and it wasn't this orc. It was your employer.
Well, technically, I suppose we could blame it on yes, or we could blame it on whoever requested the services of my employer.
Oh, all right. This seems a bit odd for a mage.
Wait.
One could say that.
Stone just kind of wakes up now. Wait, what? What about
Wait,
marriage?
That no. This seems odd a bit for. This seems a bit off for a mage.
did he hear the letter, or should I
Mm-mm.
repeat it?
He was asleep.
Oh, should I repeat the letter for him?
That's your choice.
If that was a question, then Thaden would nod and say, "Yeah, read it for him. He might be interested in it."
I have done as your ally requested. The priestess will be dead. The man's son will allow your forces into Stonehold. My part of the bargain is set.
Stone looks at him and says, "Is your employer a merchant?"
Not in the traditional sense.
Oh, Stone kind of looks at him and says, "There's a merchant in my city. He didn't really care for me much. Went by like the name of Worf the Third or something like that. Dwarven merchant. That sound familiar to you?"
Can't say that it does.
Hmm. He's the only man that had the ability to convince my children, so that's kind of interesting.
Well, I can guarantee you that is not my employer.
Hmm.
All right. Can you tell us who your employer is?
I would sense motive.
Wait, what?
I said I would sense motive.
Oh, us to sense motive
Okay.
on him, or
No, I would
oh,
sense motive. I'm getting my die.
Okay, while you're rolling for that, do we have a time where we're gonna end this?
if you have to go, Olivia, that's fine.
I mean, I don't necessarily have to go. I'm just getting tired. We've been doing this for
Yeah, no
a long
worries.
time.
If you get tired, that's fine. 'Cause I don't think we're gonna do much other than stick around Stonehold for this.
Yeah.
Am I correct
Okay.
on that, Paul?
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. People can go around, get money, get food. Well, rather, Stone can get money,
Mm-hmm.
seeing how all of it was stolen.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Okay. My,
Like I
And I
said,
sent
Olivia, if you do need to take off, that's fine.
Yeah, because like Quill doesn't really need anything. She still has rations and water and the weapons. I mean, the most she would probably do is find someplace secure to sleep.
Yeah.
I
No worries.
guess.
Okay.
And also trail after Fizzbop and Theoden because she's uptight and nervous being here. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
If you need to take off, or if you want to take off, that's fine.
I think I'm gonna do that.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, yeah,
Olivia.
yeah. Talk to you guys later.
Later.
Bye.
I'm waving my cup.
Okay.
All right.
So, as Eris was saying,
right. I sense motived, and I got a 4, so I don't
You
think I'm going to be
don't-
sensing many motives.
You don't think there'd be a problem with it, but seeing how, your deductive reasoning as well, we're kind of working for the same team, and we've already said that we're not going to rat them out, so I guess it'd be okay? Question mark?
Right. Okay, that seems reasonable. All right. So I guess that means. Okay. Well, my employer. Well, I don't rightly know if it's best I say. Yeah, except that I can almost guarantee you my employer has virtually no stake in which way this turns out or not.
then why do they have an interest?
She merely makes deals with people who request it. She gives them what they want. They give her what she wants.
Stone looks to Fizzbop and says, "It was you all along, wasn't it?"
What?
No.
We're coming around.
You'll also need to come closer to the mic a little bit, bro.
What?
Okay. So, who is she?
Who is who?
No.
They're asking about his employer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He's an out.
Like I said, not sure it's wise to say.
Well, it's not like we aren't, being held by the balls at this point, so anything you say is not like it's gonna be repeated.
I suppose then we have something in common.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Svetanan?
I don't think even if I rolled for that, I would be. Right, Paul?
Well, maybe. We can roll for it.
What would I be
Knowledge,
rolling?
What?
You could roll, or, Urs could just come out and say it, because Urs would have very, very, very good knowledge about this person.
Oh, yes. But I'd rather leave it for him to roll first.
Oh,
All right.
And then, if he wants
So
to
you
ask.
can go ahead and roll. You can. I guess heraldry would probably be your best bet.
I sure hope so, because I only got a 10. That would be +7, so that's a 17.
17. Well, you recognize the name as a queen of another land, but that is literally all.
Oh, wow. That's not very much.
So looks at him and says, "So she's a queen?"
Again, not in the traditional sense.
Okay, you want to explain?
Ernest is kind of looking pretty kind of squirming at this point.
Well, we're in a crypt, so I can always bury you if need be.
Is that really necessary?
My
Is that
two
the-
daughters have died today. Two of my
And I
sons
sympathize
betrayed
with
me.
that.
One of my
Truly,
sons has
I
been
do.
captured. I could kill anybody at this point if I felt like it.
And believe me, Stone, I understand more than you can imagine.
I
it
don't think
feels
so.
like. I understand more than you can imagine what it feels like to have everyone in your family ripped away from you.
Strong looks him in the eye and says, The day I see you with having your family on the gates of your own wall, and your city having been attacked without your own knowledge, watching it as soon as you leave, everything destabilized, and knowing that no matter what you do, you will die. I don't think you have any idea how I feel. Now, if you'd like to tell me, that'd be great. If not, then I'm going back to sleep.
It's a bit late for that to happen to me. Anyway, Svetanon is an archfiend.
Like a lich?
No, no, like a demon.
And she makes deals, huh?
She makes what?
And she makes deals.
Yes, she does.
Shit, luckily she wasn't here earlier today, huh?
I don't think you should be saying that.
Stone looks him in the eye and says, if it came down to it, I would sell my soul for the chance to, for the heads of Bronzecap, Dardishio, and this damn orc. But, unfortunately, that will never happen, and I'm just gonna go through with these plans.
Well, guess what?
I knew it! I knew it! You shouldn't have said anything!
Is she here?
Well, within a rather large burst of flame, all motion stops.
I'm out.
Fizzbop just runs.
As Fizzbop runs, Thaden's going to run after her because, whole new contract.
And Quillith is following her.
And Quillith is following. You notice that all the gnomes have stopped moving. Just frozen in place. Well, except for Fizzbop, who is gone.
Like a little dust cloud left of her.
She was like gone yesterday.
Yeah.
The dust cloud is still present and frozen. And what stands there is not a very tall woman, roughly 5 feet in height. Black angelic wings with kind of an iridescent quality to them. When the light hits them a certain way, they kind of glimmer red.
Mm-hmm. Paul was waiting for this.
Oh, yeah.
I was.
He could read me like a book, and that is very unfortunate. And I know it's because we worked together for too long.
She has an otherworldly, perverse beauty to her, mostly because of what she is. There's a crown of horns around her head, long, ebony hair, black lips, black fingernails, and she's smiling. The gums of her teeth are black, completely black.
Stone looks at her and says, "Oh, sorry. Go ahead."
I heard that you were willing to sell your soul?
Yeah, if you're willing to get me the heads of Bronzecap, this damn orc that's in charge of all this, and Dardishio.
By the way, just sort of subtly, or is he just like kicking himself in the back of the heel?
Stone looks at her and says,
Damn it.
"Hell, I'd even conquer the world with for you if you were willing to give me some sort of protection and help in this situation. All I care about right now is uniting the world under my one client, my one rule, and getting back at those who have harmed me and my kin."
Well, I cannot help you with the orc. I can very easily kill Bronzecap. I can very easily kill anyone else in this world.
If you can't kill the orc, then there really isn't much help in it, is there? Because as soon as Bronzecap or Dardishio dies, everything falls through, and I still end up dead.
Potentially. However, I can give you something to increase your stand with this other orc. He might be more willing to, sell out Bronzecap.
And what's that?
I can give you information that he desperately needs.
And what's to keep him from killing me once he finds out I have this information?
Me.
That'll do.
Stone just kind of looks at Urus and says, "What deal did you make with this woman?"
That's none
You
of your
know,
concern.
It's none of my
am I
con-
frozen or
That's none of Stone's concern.
am I frozen though?
Are you no, you're not frozen.
Okay.
Stone looks there and says, "Well, this information and Dardishio's head, as well as bronze caps, and you have yourself a deal."
Information, Dardishio's head will be taken from the shoulders, and I can deal with a mortal bronze cap.
Then we'll have a deal, because the Savage Lands will be under my rule.
Very well. Now, she weaves her hand through the air. Another bright flash of flame as a rather simple contract appears. Everything that has just been said has been recorded on this piece of paper. I will give you Bronze Cap's head. I will give you Dardishio's head. Well, Dardishio's head will be removed regardless of who does it. So that is fulfilled. And I'll give you the information, all in exchange for your soul.
So does this mean he looks there and says, does this mean when I die that I will be yours?
Your essence will be mine, yes.
However, until that day comes, I am free to do as I please.
Exactly.
And you will not do anything
Well,
to shorten my life.
oh no, you're competent enough at this.
Stone just kind of looks there and says, I feel like that was an insult, but at the same time, it's warranted at this point.
There is one other thing.
Hmm.
I may ask you to do occasional favors here and there, such as helping Ernst with his deeds which have fallen behind. I do not blame you. I completely understand. This is very pressing, and this is a very pressing situation that you found yourself in.
You wish a man who has plans to conquer everything in his path to be your errand boy.
Let me explain to you what power I hold. You can conquer everything on this mortal plane. That's fine. Good job. Seriously, very. Yes. However, I'm the queen of Darkharrow, which you would know is a province across the sea.
Mm-hmm.
I am the mother of an entire race of fiends.
Stone keeps his mouth shut.
I control the powers of hell. You would be my errand boy.
Why not just have the kingdom sworn to you once I've conquered? Wouldn't that satisfy you more? Instead of having an errand boy? You already have one in Ernst.
Well, I could always use more errand boys because they die so quickly.
So it looks at her and says, then add this to your deal. You will give me whatever sort of divine, or whatever you call it, for protection while I work on my conquest. I will do all the hard work.
As long as it does not conflict with my other contracts, then you shall have it.
And you, once I die, I will have my son on my deathbed swear that he will swear allegiance to you, and will hand over his empire. He will still rule, but you will be queen above him, and he shall still conquer. But he will be welcome to conquer as he pleases, as long as it does not interfere with your own plans.
Very well.
Stone smiles. Oh, sorry.
As an additional clause, after signing this contract, you will be physically incapable of saying where you got this information. You'll be physically incapable of speaking of this contract. You'll be physically incapable of ruining my plans by speaking to Dardishio about this.
Stone looks at her and says, as long as I have their heads and I have my kingdom, I could care less what happens. I will keep my mouth shut.
Very well.
Urus just sort of hesitates to speak up.
Stone looks at him and says, what?
Mistress, would this physical incapability of speaking of the contract. Limit him from speaking also unto me, as it would be sort of inconvenient to have to dance around the topic so much.
Oh, you two would be able to discuss.
Very well.
And here's why. Because he's going to sign this contract. And you, as my favorite little errand boy on this continent, will have his contract under your power. Which means you would be able to control him. You, yes, Stone, you will be on Earth's leash to make sure that you accomplish your goal.
Stone looks at her and says, I bow to only one man, and that is not him. I will bow to you, but I will not bow to this man.
Then, by bowing to me, you're going to listen to him. You don't have to bow to him, but you will not be able to cause him harm.
Never let you bow anyway.
I'm well aware of you hitting him with a hammer.
Stone just smiles at the remembering it.
If you had actually killed him, you would not have woken up the next day. They would have found you in your room with your insides splattered over the walls.
So the deal is, I keep him alive. I can fulfill my part of the contract, and that's that.
And that's that.
And he doesn't interfere with what I do at all.
Well, if he thinks that it's going to prevent you from fulfilling your contract, or it keeps him from fulfilling his contract, then he can exercise authority over you to stop you. But he will not have full control over you.
Stone just looks at him and says, then fine, but he will serve in my kingdom as a counselor. There will be no look of him as that he's above me. If I have that, my men will disown and desert.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Very well. You shall take the role of advisor.
Oris nods.
Stone looks at it and says, then let me see the pen. We have our deal.
Oh, no pen. Just touch it.
Stone looks at her hesitantly and sticks out his hand.
Well, once you put your hand on the contract, assuming you're doing that,
Yeah.
it burns an imprint of your hand onto it.
Okay.
So, to that one hand, you've taken 13 non-lethal damage.
Does that actually, does it knock down my HP or no?
Yes, it does.
Okay. That's 1, 3, okay, 35. All right.
She pulls the contract away, rolls it up, thinks for a moment, snaps her fingers. Well, a head does fall in your lap.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize it very quickly.
Whose is it?
The daughter of Bronze Cap, still carrying his name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, son of a bitch. Yep.
Well, to be fair, she did promise me conquest, so if I can, even with his daughter's head, I can still conquer.
Yep. This is why
You now have the head of Bronze Cap.
Stone just smiles at her and says, well, good thing I made that quest of conquest.
Everything else will be given to you in due time. If there's nothing else you boys need, I must return to my husband.
Stone looks at her and says, before you leave, out of curiosity, when will I be given this information?
Oh, I had almost forgotten. The information is this. Dardisio looks to break the seal around the emerald. He wants the power within it. However, he has been unable to crack the mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one book that would allow him to do so. Unfortunately, this is somewhere in Okarthel.
Mm-hmm.
It is within the temple. but it's under heavy guard. Tell him that if he can get one of the Orcish assassins or one of Bronzecap's men, and they could likely disguise themselves as a member of the church, sneak in, grab the book, and leave. And it would leave Dardisio set back several weeks.
Okay.
He's an intelligent man, but he's not intelligent enough to discover the secrets that quickly.
Okay. Stone looks at her and says,
That
well...
should,
Oh, sorry.
that should put you well within his good graces, and he might be more willing to give more offering for your services.
Stone looks at her and says, thank you. I look forward to conquering in your name. Please send me the sigil of your church, and I will make sure it is brought up along the House of Stone's own religion everywhere I conquer.
I will be sure to have one of my sons do that.
And Stone nods and just and wishes her good luck, or good travels.
And with another burst of flame, all action resumes within the crypt. Nobody seems to have noticed anything.
Stone's going to kind of put the bronze cap head behind him and look to Urus to say, burn it as quickly as possible.
Done.
I don't care if you burn my hands, burn it now before anybody sees.
Okay, can I cast Burning Hands?
Of course.
Okay. I'm just going to cast it. It's
Which
still been the same day. Prepare it twice every day, so.
and which daughter was this? Was this the one that looked like it was coming of age, or was this the one that was already in adulthood?
The one that was just now coming of age.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to cast Burning Hands on it. Hopefully none of the gnomes find this curious.
I'll just look at him and say, I'll just start yelling at you, saying, stop burning my hands. I said warm them up.
Roll bluff, because that's what's going to happen.
Okay, let's see, what's my bluff? Oh, thank God I've got a +6 in it. 17 plus 6, 23.
23. Very well.
Please let them fail. If anything else, they're gonna have to do a lot of. They're not gonna notice that it's a bronze cap daughter's head. It would make it's too. It would be too unexpected. Yes.
They sit very, 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 very confused as to why somebody was using magical fire around, artillery. to heat up their- One of them runs up. Whoa, hold on! What are you doing? What are you doing? Hold on!
Is the head gone?
You're left with a charred skull.
Stone looks at it and says, "He was taking care of an old friend of mine." And Stone just kind of sets the skull down on next to one of his daughter's bodies and says, we just want to make sure it's properly cremated before we set it down. It was the enemy of one of my daughters, and it was my gift to them in their death to give them their head.
Don't use fire around. You could have blown the entire castle apart.
I will leave. We will leave now and leave your explosives. How does that sound?
Please do.
Stone marches off and starts heading towards the keep, the center keep, where he imagines
Yeah,
guy